This afternoon, we'll be recognizing members of the Division of Public Safety, as well as members of the public, for their outstanding accomplishments during the first half of 2018. I would now like to call Acting Director of Public Safety, Michael Honicki, to the podium for a few remarks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today and helping us recognize the outstanding efforts of the members of our public safety team and our partner agencies. It's important that we take a moment and recognize the success and efforts, because they are the people keeping the citizens and visitors of Newcastle County safe. At this time, it's my honor to introduce our County Executive, Matthew Meyer.
Thanks, Mike. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see everyone today, especially Councilman Cartier. Thank you for joining us today. Councilwoman Kilpatrick, thanks for coming today. I see even Congresswoman Blunt-Rochester represented today. Thank you. Wayne, are there any other elected officials represented here? Then Mr. Kozakowski, Recorder of Deeds. Thank you. Without recording our deeds, I'm not sure we'd have the money to pay for all this stuff. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you especially to members of different agencies as well who've come today. It's very much appreciated and represents a lot of what today is about. It's about multiple agencies working together as one in a seamless way that our customers, the people of this county, don't even recognize. A lot of them don't know whether county police, state police, city police are showing up to assist them. They don't know whether it's ALS or BLS coming to assist. They don't know who's answering their 911 calls, and maybe it should be that way. We just provide the highest quality service and do it in a way in collaboration with other agencies. I think it's kind of nice it's raining today because number one, it shows your dedication coming out on a day like today, and I know traffic was not the best today. Blame DelDOT, not the county. I know traffic was not the best day, but it's also a reminder to all of us that every agency represented today is out there working right now, rain or shine, no matter what the weather on those horrendous days when you don't even want to get out of bed. They're out there working for you, making sure that we are all kept safe. And today is about recognizing those who've gone above and beyond and provided extraordinary service to all of us so that people are alive in many cases today. So it's really an honor for me to stand here before you today to represent the people of this county. When awards are given, understand they're not just given on behalf of me, on behalf of our various chiefs, or on behalf of the agency. They're really given on behalf of the people of this county, this state, and this country to recognize your extraordinary work. So thank you very much.
Don't go too far. Thank you, Executive Meyer. Now ask the Acting Director and the Colonel Vaughn Bond of the Newcastle County Police to come forward for the presentation of awards for the Division of Police. For those of you receiving awards, when your name is called, please come forward and face the audience as your accomplishment is being read. We'll start with Deborah Crowell. Throughout the years, Debbie's consistent performance and attention to her many duties has upheld and promoted the highest standards of the Patrol Division. These high standards are present in everything she does, from her assigned duties as the pay job coordinator and case manager to all the extra tasks she assumes, which include interview room control and maintenance, special event coordination, office equipment management, and general availability to assist with any number of issues. Debbie is always willing to assist officers. Her willingness to assist is evident not only when she is at work in the office, but when she is off duty and even while on vacation. The division and the patrol squads function at a higher level due to her experience, dedication, and knowledge. For her dedication, she is presented with Certificate of Appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Officer First Class William Benke. On February 1st, 2018, Officer First Class Benke was on patrol in a known TAPS hotspot within the county. Officer Banky conducted a vehicle stop for a traffic violation and detected an odor of marijuana emanating from within the vehicle. A probable cause search of the vehicle was conducted, resulting in the seizure of 659 bags of heroin, $944 in United States currency. Thanks to Officer Banky's dedication in addressing quality of life issues within the communities he serves, he was able to arrest a major heroin supplier. For his initiative, Officer Banky is awarded a certificate of appreciation.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Antonino DeLisi. On June 27, 2018, D-Squad officers were dispatched to a neighborhood regarding suspicious persons attempting to enter vehicles. During a property check of the area, the officers located a stolen vehicle in the neighborhood. Canine Officer Smack and Officer DeLisi conducted a lengthy canine track lasting over 40 minutes. Aware of a recent crime trend, Officer DeLisi continued to check yards, at which time he located the suspects and engaged in a foot pursuit. The officers were able to apprehend the suspects and as a result charged them with 5 burglaries and other related charges. Their knowledge of the area's crime trends and dedication to pursuing the suspects led to the successful apprehension. For his dedication, Officer DeLisi is awarded a certificate of appreciation. Officer First Class Arlen Kilmartin. During the first half of 2018, Officer Kilmartin investigated a harassment, terroristic threatening complaint in which the suspect sent the victim text messages, Facebook messages, and a Snapchat picture depicting him holding 2 handguns. Officer Kilmartin subsequently arrested the suspects for harassment and then followed up on the handgun possession case. During his investigation, it was learned that the suspect was a person prohibited from possessing a firearm. Officer Kilmartin prepared a search warrant for the suspect's residence and for the firearms. The search warrant was executed, resulting in the recovery of one of the handguns. The trace information confirmed that the firearm was stolen. As a result of his diligence, the stolen firearm was recovered from a convicted felon. For his dedication, Officer Kilmartin is awarded a certificate of appreciation. Officer First Class Nicholas Sexton. On March 4th, 2018, Officer Sexton responded for a report of a violation of a protection from abuse order. Officer Sexton obtained a warrant for the suspect for violation of PFA, harassment, and terroristic threatening. He later contacted the victim to update her on the status of the case, but found that the suspect's conduct had continued and escalated to death threats. Recognizing this as an ongoing stalking incident, Officer Sexton prepared additional warrants and the suspect was apprehended. He was subsequently released on bail. While out on bail, the suspect left over 60 death threats and harassing communications for the victim. Recognizing the severity of the situation, Officer Sexton obtained another warrant for stalking, felony breach of release, terroristic threatening, and an additional violation of the PFA. The suspect was taken into custody. For his relentless pursuit and protection of the victim, Officer First Class Sexton is presented a certificate of appreciation. Master Corporal Clifton Allen. During the first half of 2018, Master Corporal Allen took the initiative to contact the Newcastle County Council to petition for the creation of a community park within Edgemoor Gardens, an area known to lack in neighborhood recreational facilities. Master Corporal Allen sacrificed his off-duty time in order to consult with council members and civic agencies and used his knowledge of the local area to provide options for the park. Master Corporal Allen's tireless efforts resulted in the Civic Association donating a parcel of land to be used for basketball courts, playgrounds, and walking paths. The project is scheduled for completion in the fall of 2018. For his efforts in this community, Master Corporal Allen is awarded a Community Policing Award. Officer First Class Nicholas Hurst and Master Corporal Brian Shahan. Master Corporal Shahan and Officer First Class Hurst have demonstrated an unselfish commitment of personal time and dedication to military veterans in crisis. This dedication manifested itself into the creation of the Veterans in Crisis Response Program. This program is a 16-hour post-crisis intervention training instruction for police officers who are also military veterans. This training is designed to educate our military veterans and train them in how to effectively and peacefully resolve incidents involving veterans in crisis. Officers learn to leverage their law enforcement training and their shared military experiences to help them form a sense of commonality with the veteran in crisis, thus helping to de-escalate the event and prevent possible violence. Emphasis is placed on connecting veterans with locally available resources designed to improve the health and well-being of the veterans, unnecessary incarceration rates, and establishing a network of officers trained to respond to veterans in crisis. To date, 41 officers from throughout the state have graduated from this course. For their awareness of and commitment to an ever-expanding number of veterans, Officer First Class Hurst and Master Corporal Shahan are being presented with the Community Policing Award. Senior Sergeant Angela Dolan. On Monday, May 29th, Senior Sergeant Dolan was on duty when a robbery of a convenience store was boloed over the radio. The suspect, armed with a handgun, had reportedly stolen cigarettes and money, then fled in an unknown vehicle. Meanwhile, units were dispatched to the Georgetown Village Apartments for a report of shots fired. The caller heard 2 gunshots and observed a red Dodge Charger playing loud music in the area of the shooting. As Senior Sergeant Dolan approached the location, she observed a red Dodge Charger drive past, and a traffic stop was initiated by Senior Sergeant Dolan and assisting officers. During a pat-down of the driver, he advised that he had marijuana in his possession. Additionally, a large sum of money was found in his shorts. During a probable cause search of the vehicle, a casing was located on the driver's seat and a handgun was located in the center console. Senior Sergeant Dolan observed a 7-Eleven bag full of cigarettes and noted that the operator matched the physical description of the original robbery suspect. The suspect was charged by the Newcastle County Police for the shots fired incident, as well as possession of a deadly weapon by a person prohibited. The Delaware State Police were able to charge him with robbery in the first degree and related charges from the 7-Eleven. For her observation and quick action, Senior Sergeant Dolan is awarded a Commendation of Merit. Officer First Class Lewis Martin and Officer First Class Devin Williams. On April 14, 2018, Officer Martin and Officer Williams responded to a residence in reference to a 911 call in which a male stated that he needed help and that shots had been fired. Upon arrival, contact was made with several neighbors stating that they had heard arguing for about 15 minutes and then a gunshot. The officers then observed a female running from the residence with a shotgun and a small child in her arms. She was given verbal commands to drop the shotgun, at which time she complied. The female was bleeding from the mouth and stated that she was shot. She also advised that the suspect was still inside the residence. At this time, officers observed 2 additional subjects exiting the residence. Both subjects were later identified to be the female's father and husband. It was observed that the husband was exiting the front door behind the father while holding a black handgun in his right hand. Officers verbally engaged the armed suspect and convinced him to drop the handgun and surrender. During the interviews, it was learned that the husband had an active PFA with his wife and that he had gone to the residence to kill the occupants and then himself. For their split-second decision, Officer Martin and Officer Williams are awarded the Commendation of Merit. Officer First Class Sean Ryan. Accepting the award for Detective Ryan will be his Lieutenant Matthew Asphalt. In early 2017, Detective Ryan was contacted by a confidential informant who advised that an individual was selling powdered cocaine within the county. Surveillance on the residence was established and probable cause was obtained for a search warrant. During the execution of the warrant, $14,328, 149 grams of cocaine, and over 100 grams of marijuana were seized. The DEA task force was then contacted and a supplier for the cocaine was identified. In April 2017, this supplier was apprehended while possessing 500 grams of cocaine. The investigation continued, and in September of 2017, information was developed regarding a probationer selling cocaine in Newark. Newcastle County Police Department's Safe Streets Task Force was contacted and an administrative search was conducted, resulting in 15 grams of cocaine being seized. Further cooperation from this individual assisted in identifying 2 additional cocaine dealers also operating within the county. Multiple controlled buys were conducted using assistance from the DEA task force. During warrant executions at 2 separate locations, 5,606 grams of cocaine, 453 grams of marijuana, and $3,000 in United States currency was seized. This led to a supplier in the Wilmington area, subsequently leading to this individual being taken into custody after having been found with 1,000 ecstasy pills, 6 pounds of marijuana, and $20,000. This individual also cooperated by identifying his supplier. Controlled buys were again conducted and a search warrant executed. This resulted in the seizure of 2,000 grams of cocaine, 1 firearm, and approximately $50,000. The investigation has since led out of the country to Puerto Rico and has been furthered by the DEA. Total seizures for this case were 2.5 kilos of cocaine, 7.2 pounds of marijuana, 1,000 ecstasy pills, and $77,000 United States currency, and 1 firearm. For his perseverance, Detective Ryan is awarded the Commendation of Merit. Good job, Lieutenant. Daniel Moss and Kate Lott. The Newcastle County Police Department started the Hero Help Program in May of 2016. The program is a partnership between the Newcastle County Police Department, Delaware Department of Justice, and the State of Delaware Divisions of Substance Abuse and Mental Health to provide drug and/or alcohol addiction treatment to qualifying adults. Although there was the formalized partnership I just mentioned, there were 2 individuals that played a significant role in the implementation and evolution of the program. The success of the Hero Help Program is a result of the collaborative effort of people from various disciplines willing to come together and take action. Today, we thank Dan and Kate for their dedication and commitment to saving lives. They are both being presented with a plaque as a small token of our appreciation. Every year, the Wilmington Kiwanis Club acknowledges a Newcastle County police officer for an outstanding accomplishment that occurs within each service quarter. This afternoon, I would like to call Ruth Bartholomew, president of the Wilmington Kiwanis Club, to the podium to present the Kiwanis Awards for the first 2 quarters of 2018.
On behalf of the Wilmington Kiwanis Club, we present to Officer Sean Ryan, Police Officer of the Quarter Award for the first quarter of 2018 for outstanding service to the citizens of Newcastle County, Delaware.
Again, accepting the award for Detective Ryan is his Lieutenant Matt Asphalt.
On behalf of the Wilmington Kiwanis Club, we present to Sergeant Angela Dolan, Police Officer of the Quarter Award for the second quarter of 2018 for outstanding service to the citizens of Newcastle County, Delaware.
We would like to thank the entire Wilmington Kiwanis Club for presenting these awards to the department. It's much appreciated. And that concludes the presentation of awards for the Division of Police. Thank you, Colonel Bond. You may take your seat. You guys have to stay. I would now like to call upon the Division of Emergency Medical Services. Chief Tan, if you could take your spot up on the X there for me.
Mark, let me say something real quick. I just wanted to point out, today is probably the busiest day of the year for Representative Mike Ramone, and he took the time to come in today. So give Representative Ramone a round of applause. Thank you for coming today.
Good morning. I'm Mark Alston, Assistant Chief of Emergency Medical Services, and I'm honored to share with you just a couple of the outstanding achievements within Newcastle County EMS Division. If I could have the following come up front, please. Sergeant Abigail Haas, Corporal Petricenia, PFC Brian Bradford, Paramedic Mark Plumley, Paramedic Travis Tomei, Paramedic William Doan, Paramedic Brittany Paoli, Paramedic Timothy Wheeler. On Sunday, March 25th, 2018, at approximately 7:15 p.m., the Wilmington Fire Department was dispatched to a residential structure fire at 405 West 23rd Street in the city of Wilmington. Medic 8D, paramedics Tomei and Plumley, and ALS 30 Acting Sergeant Petricenia also responded to that incident. During the initial response to that incident, additional information indicated that there was a possibility of multiple victims trapped within the residence that included children. Additional emergency medical services units and personnel, including Sergeant Haas, Brian Bradford, William Doan, Brittany Paoli, and Timothy Wheeler were also dispatched. As the EMS personnel arrived assisting with the care of an adult male patient, a child in respiratory arrest was removed from the burning home. A short time later, 2 adults and another child were rescued from the burning home, all unresponsive and not breathing and having sustained body-wide burns. As EMS personnel arrived, they were assigned to care for additionally critically injured patients. Members of the EMS division staff also responded to support those units on scene with operations and establish a unified command with the Wilmington Fire Department. This was an all-hands effort that was necessary to deal with emergency medical services needs of multiple critically injured patients. Their actions and contributions to the teamwork required to handle multiple patient situations brought credit to the EMS division and upheld the finest traditions of the service. For their actions, they are being awarded a Distinguished Unit Citation. Congratulations. Thank you. Would Delaware State Police Corporal Ted Stipa please come to the front? Also involved in this call, but due to court time and military leave for some of our medics, were Sergeant Hankins, Corporal DeRusso, Corporal Watts, PFC Rick Orcus, and Paramedic Hawthorne. On Friday, March 16, 2018, at approximately 8:40 p.m., the Volunteer Hose Company of Middletown responded along with Medic 5A and Delaware State Police Trooper 4 that were dispatched for a motor vehicle crash with entrapment on Bethel Church Road in the area of Chop Tank Road. Sergeant Isaac Hankins also made the response. While units were responding, additional information was given that there may be multiple patients at the scene. With this, Medic 2A and additional BLS ambulances were responded to that scene. After the initial scene size-up and conferring with the incident commander, the chief of Middletown Fire Department, Sergeant Hankins was the first to arrive on scene performing the initial triage. He requested the 3rd ground paramedic unit and the 2nd aircraft while he sized up the scene. And paramedic Orcus, along with Trooper Corporal Ted Stipa, attended to the first patient, which was initially unresponsive. This patient had a Glasgow coma scale of very low, it's an 8, with partial paralysis to the lower extremities throughout the transport. Corporal DeRusso and paramedic Hawthorne also assessed additional patients. These patients were either heavily trapped or completely unresponsive. Meanwhile, Corporal Watts treated a 3rd patient, a 78-year-old, who was an unrestrained rear seat passenger. All in all, 5 patients were transported, 2 trauma codes, 2 trauma alerts, and 1 BLS patient. 4 were transported to Christiana Hospital and 1 to DuPont Children's Hospital. Sergeant Hankins worked with his team seamlessly as the incident commander to assure a unified command was established and resources were coordinated appropriately. All additional responding personnel worked as a team to effectively care for all the severely injured patients from the scene. For their actions, they are being awarded the Distinguished Unit Citation. Paramedic Mary Kate Sellner and paramedic Emily Mount. The theme as EMS Week 2018 was being prepared was Stronger Together. Paramedic Mallon and paramedic Sellner prepared and produced videos highlighting Emergency Medical Services Week and our Paramedic Academy recruitment drive. During the month of May, Newcastle County EMS Division celebrated the National EMS Week in reference to the important contributions that Newcastle County paramedics make to the EMS system. The theme of this week was Stronger Together, and it focused on the relationship shared by paramedics, the Newcastle County Communications Division, Newcastle County Police, Newcastle County Fire, and the BLS community. In the course of several months, they produced several videos that highlighted the high level of professionalism that the Newcastle County paramedics possess. As a result, their outstanding work and videos gained national recognition through social media, the county website, YouTube channels, and Newcastle County TV. The sharing of their talents produced the videos that were highly positively influencing the morale of the EMS division and promoted recruitment efforts that were very successful and inspired interest in those wishing to become part of the Paramedic Academy.
Good morning, my name is Jamie Fisher. I'm the Assistant Platoon Leader in the 911 Center, and I'll be presenting the awards for the Emergency Communications Division today. Chief Miller. First, I'd like to call up Maria Windle, telecommunicator. On January 14th, 2018, at approximately 2200 hours, the 911 Center received a call from a female who was very concerned as to the welfare of her ex-husband, who was armed with a gun and threatening suicide. Telecommunicator Windle quickly had units respond to the residence, whereas they determined the male to be barricaded inside and refusing to exit. During this incident, Windle coordinated with the 22 units on scene, including patrol officers, CNT, EMS, and DSP. She not only handled the radio operations for over 2 hours, but utilized her CAD messaging to coordinate efforts with the crisis negotiation team in order to keep the radio clear. Maria's involvement in the incident helped to bring it to a successful end in which the male was safely taken into custody and transported to receive treatment. Because of her hard work during this incident, telecommunicator Maria Windle is being awarded the Critical Incident Award. I'd like to call Public Safety Operator Lisa McNulty. On March 9th, 2018, at 16:34 hours, PSO McNulty received a call into the 911 Center for an unknown medical problem in Langone Estates. The caller was a mother reporting that her 13-year-old son had called her stating he couldn't wake his older brother and he was turning blue. An attempt was made to call the younger son directly to get CPR started, but the mother arrived on scene quickly and PSO McNulty provided the instructions to her. PSO McNulty was able to take control of the call, provide CPR instructions, and keep the mother calm until EMS personnel arrived. This situation was later determined to be a heroin overdose. The 26-year-old victim was transported to Christiana Hospital and revived with no adverse effects. Lisa is being awarded with the 911 Professional Award for her terrific handling of this difficult call. I'd like to call telecommunicator Thomas Kern and public safety operator David McDonough to receive unit citation. On March 20th, 2018, at approximately 11:42 hours, the police departments of Newcastle County, Middletown, and the Delaware State Police all responded to the Fulton Bank on West Main Street in Middletown for a report of an armed robbery. The suspect had fled the scene but was quickly tracked into Maryland. With the assistance of the Cecil County Sheriff's Office, the suspect was taken into custody without further incident. This is an example of a successful collaboration and excellent teamwork by Newcastle County Recon, the public safety operators, Delaware State Police Recon, and CENTCOM, as well as the Cecil County Sheriff's Office. For their efforts, these individuals are receiving a unit citation. Tom, you can stay up there. Tom will also be part of a second unit citation with the addition of DSP telecommunicator Derek Boma. On May 1st, 2018, at approximately 2300 hours, EMS personnel were dispatched to the development of Red Line Chase for a report of a male subject having a seizure. The patient reportedly had a mental history and fled from medical personnel when they arrived on scene. Newcastle County Police Department responded to assist in locating the male, and he was finally spotted at the base of the Route 1 bridge. The subject was able to evade officers, jumping into a patrol vehicle that was parked along the shoulder of Route 1, thus engaging them in a short pursuit with speeds exceeding 90 miles per hour. The subject was safely taken into custody after crashing just south of the toll plaza. For their excellent teamwork and efforts during this stressful situation, these individuals are receiving a unit citation today. This concludes the Emergency Communications Award.
Thank you.
This concludes the presentation of awards. Thank you, Chief Miller, Chief Tan, Colonel Bond, Executive Meyer, and Director Honicki. If I could have Lieutenant Colonel Father David Murphy to the podium for the benediction.
Let us pray. Loving God, we have honored our colleagues and friends with awards and citations. We pray now that you honor them with your blessing, so that they may continue to act justly, to love tenderly, and with you humbly walk. Bless all of us as we leave our celebration. Keep us safe and guide us with your love. For this we make our prayer. Amen.
And on behalf of the entire Department of Public Safety, I would like to thank everyone for their attendance today, and again, congratulate the award recipients for their accomplishments.